We're going to learn how to write linear equations, right? This is probably one of the funnest things ever because now... Yeah, it's fun.
You call it fun?
We're going to learn how to write them, right? So we learned about... Hey, quiet.
It's opposite day, so it's
Quiet.
not fun.
So we learned about rate of change,
Right?
we learned about slopes.
Instead of a basketball,
We also learned about the slope-intercept form. We learned about what the slope is. We learned about the y-intercept. We learned how to graph them. Now we're going to learn how to write these equations.
So you take it from the graph.
So we're going to learn how to write these equations. So now the thing is this. To write a linear equation in pre-algebra, most of our equations are going to be written in this slope-intercept form, right? We've learned this. What is n? What does that stand for? What is slope and b is the y-intercept, right? So now, in the very first basics, we're going to learn how to build an equation given the slope and the y-intercept, right? If I give you the slope and the y-intercept, how do you build a function from those two given values? So what do we know? We know that every equation that's linear is always going to be what? Y equals mx plus. This should be like something that rings in your ear, right? Constantly. Linear equation, y equals mx plus b. You should know that. Just like you know your pledges. Y equals mx plus b because it's going to follow you everywhere, right? Y equals mx plus b. You should start playing, say that to yourself. Y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b, right? So now that we know that, so how do I build an equation if I give you the slope and the y-intercept? How would you build this equation? I say, write an equation if the slope is 1/2 and the y-intercept is -5. Yes?
Y equals 1/2 x plus -5.
Plus -5, right? Did you see that? 1/2 x plus -5. Or if you want, it can just be 1/2 x minus 5 because the positive and the negative is a negative. Did you see that? When given the slope and the y-intercept, you can build the equation simply by substituting their given values. It's really just as simple as that, right? I gave you the slope, I gave you the y-intercept, I want you to write the equation. You just have to like write it down, right? Replace them. So what is the slope? Let's say the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is negative, that's enough. Y-intercept is 1/2. So how would you write that equation? 0x plus 1/2. And if you want to be more technical, it'll be what? Y equals what? What's 0x? It's just gone, right? Y equals what? 1/2, right? So if I give you something like that, you don't even have to like consider the slope because the slope is nothing. So therefore the equation will be y equals 1/2. Simple as that, right? And it's a horizontal line. Okay? So this is how you write an equation when given the slope and the y-intercept. So now, this is the basics. Now we're going to build on that, right? Now, how do you write an equation given the graph? Now this is where this is going to be fun, right? So now we have a slope, we have a graph, and we want to write the equation, right? So, what did I say that I need to write an equation? What are the two things that we need to write an equation? The slope and the y-intercept. So now I'm given the graph. I need to figure out what the slope is, and I need to figure out what the y-intercept is. Can I find the y-intercept given this? What's the y-intercept?
It's going to be, it looks like 3 or 30.
Right, so this is 1, 2, and 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. So the y-intercept is what? 3. So you're going to go, this is 0, 3, right? This point is the y-intercept. Why is it called the y-intercept? How do you figure out what the y-intercept is? And what is the definition of the y-intercept? Yeah.
How to find it? Wait.
If I see a line and I want to figure out what the y-intercept is, what do I look for in the graph? Yeah.
Those.
Excuse me?
On the y-axis.
On the y-axis. Very good. Where the line crosses what? The y-axis. That's called the y-intercept. It's intercepting that line, right? If you know your English, it's intercepting your vocab. It's intercepting that line, the y-axis here. So my y-intercept is 0, 3, or I can say b is equal to 3, right? Now I need to find the slope, right? I need to find the slope graphically. What do I do? Yeah?
So when I was solving with the slope trying to draw the line on the graph.
Yeah.
If the slope was like 1/2,
Mm-hmm.
I would do slope equals y over x.
Right.
So then that
Right
means I would
over
go over 1, positive
Mm-hmm.
1 on y, and go over positive 2 on x.
Right.
So
Right.
then we just have to find that problem on that line.
Exactly. Now we need to figure out the slope here, right? I'm gonna start from the y-intercept, right? I'm gonna go down how many units? I need to get to this guy. So I'm gonna go down how many units? 1 and 2 and 3. And then to the right, how many units? And 1 and 2 and 3. So I went down how many units? -3 down, and I went over how many units? 3. So my slope is m equals what? Rise over run, which is -3/3, which is -1. Did you see how we did that? Right? We find the slope by just identifying the y-intercept, and then we're gonna go down 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now I could have done it another way. Yes?
Can you explain the why?
What? Why what?
Like how we got up, why we're going down.
I want to get back to the line, right? So if I have, let me show you something here. I'm going to show you a picture, and that's going to help very much, right? So let's say this is my axis, right? So anytime I'm here, right, this is my y-intercept, right? If I go 1, is that a slope or what? That's my slope. I went down and over, right? Down and over. If I go from here, down and over, that's another slope. Is it going to be different? It's going to be the same every time, right? It doesn't matter. I could have stopped here. I could have said, all right, I don't want to go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I could have done 1 and what? Down 1 and over 1. That would have been a slope too. I could have done down 2 and over how many units? 2. That also will give it a slope. Okay? So all you have to do is figure out from the y-intercept how can you go either down or right or up or right to find the slope. Okay? Your slope is always going to be the same no matter where you choose to go from the y-intercept. It's not going to change. We're going to have it next week. Right? So my slope is -1. So now can I write the equation? Yes or no?
Yes.
What's my equation there? Y equals what?
-1x
Plus 3, right? So this is how you will do it if you were given a graph. Now, there's another way to do it, which is the way, right? That's what you're going to realize in 1, 2, 3 calc, and on, right? This is called baby steps. No one's going to actually find the equation of the line giving it to you, right? Or using this like graphical method of like counting down stuff. Now we're going to talk about writing an equation given 2 points. Okay? So this is probably the best way to do it. It's also, for some people, the hardest way because they may not get it. But I think you're going to get it because I believe in your brains, right? So now, the first thing you want to do is this. When I'm giving 2 points, I want to find the slope, right? So there's a formula that we're going to use, okay? If you like formulas, then this is for you. So the slope, and I think we've done this, right? I'm going to name this what? X what? X1 and this Y1, right? And this is X2, Y2. We've done it. We know how to find the slope given 2 points. Don't we know how to do it? We've done it, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, right? Now, does it matter if I call this X1, Y1, X2, Y2, is he going to change my outcome? Is he going to change it? No. I could have named this X1, Y1, and this X2, Y2. It will not change what I get. Right? We discussed, we talked about this when we did the slope. So now, let's say I chose to go this way. So my slope is what? What's the formula? Who knows? Who remembers? Y what? Yeah? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1, right? Some of you guys were putting X2 on top. Is Y, the Y is on top and the X is in the bottom, right? So now here, what would be Y2?
That would be 8.
Y2 here.
Or
5 minus what? 8 over 2 minus 3, right? So that is negative what? 3 over -1, which is positive 3, right? So now, positive 3, right? So what do I have right now? The only thing that I have is what? my slope. What am I missing
Your
to complete this equation?
intercept.
The y-intercept. So if I was to write this, it would be mx plus b, right? But right now, the only thing that I have is my y-intercept, my slope, right? So if I was to write this equation, it would look like this: y equals what? 3x plus b. Now we need to solve for what? We need to solve for b, right? That's what we are looking for. I need you all to write this down. We need to solve for b. So how do I solve for b? I want to see if you guys know anything. So 3x plus b. I know you guys know a lot of things. So how would you guys solve it? I want to find b. So what do I do? Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the points and see where the line crosses the graph line.
The y-axis. That would be good. That would be a good way to do it, right? It's called the graphical method, right? But we want to do it like algebraically. We want to actually solve for it. So I know that the line is going through what? The line passes through what? 2, 5, and 3, 8. Since the line is passing through 2, 5, and 3, 8, I can replace x by what? 2 and y by 5 and solve for b. Let me say that again. Since the line is passing through what? 2, 5,
Wait,
and
this
what?
is still part of the same problem.
Yeah. The line is passing through 2 and 5, and then 3 and 8, right? And because the line is passing through those points, I know that it belongs in the equation. Yes.
What would happen if I didn't do the 2 and 5, I did the y equals 8 and
It will be the same thing. You still get it, right? If the line is going through those 2 points, that means you can plug them in here and solve for b. I can choose this or I can choose that. It does not matter which one I choose, right? The one that I choose does not matter because the line is passing through them anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace, right? Replace x by 2 in this is my own choice, and y by 5, and then solve for b, right? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to replace y by 5 here, and I'm going to replace x by 2 to find b, right? So that is 5 equals 6 plus b, and now I can solve it by subtracting 6 on both sides. So I get -1 equals to b. So now I have my y-intercept and I have my slope. Can I write an equation? Yes. What would it be? Y equals what?
3x minus 1.
3x plus -1, or simply 3x minus 1. And this is how you write an equation when you are given 2 points, right? Now, this problem here is pretty easy. We're going to do some more like this so that you guys understand it, right? So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna give you a couple more to work with. Because we're gonna have it where sometimes you get a fraction. And I know you guys love fractions. So let's do that. So let's find the equation of the line that passes through 3, 0 and 6 and -3. I'm gonna do that with you guys again, right? So the line now is passing through 3, 0 and then 6 and -3. So again, what do I need to graph this line to write the equation? What are the 2 things that I need? Somebody, yeah?
The slope and the intercept, the y-intercept.
So I need m and I need b, right? Slope and the y-intercept. So which one can I find right now? Easily. The slope. So how am I going to find the slope given 2 points? I'm going to name this what?
x1 and y1.
And then this?
2 and y2.
y2. Perfect, right? So now we can find m. We're going to do y2,
Minus
y1, right, over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be y2, -3 minus 0, right? y2 minus y1 over 6 minus 3, which is 6 minus 3. So I get -3 over 3, which is what? What's -3 over 3?
-3.
Negative what?
-1.
-1. So my slope m is -1, right? So I have my slope. Now I still need to find my y-intercept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the incomplete equation, right? The incomplete equation is y equals mx plus b, which is negative 1 x plus b, right? That's the incomplete equation. I still need to find b, so I'm going to choose either one of these guys. Pick one. The line is passing through there, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
6.
6 and what?
6.
6 and negative 3, right? So I'm going to replace x by 6 and y by negative 3. So it's going to be negative 3 equals negative 1 times 6 plus b. And we are solving for b, right? So this is negative 3 equals negative 6 plus b. So what do I do to find b here?
You subtract negative 6.
I don't subtract negative 6.
Add negative 6.
I add negative 6, right? So negative 6 plus 3 is 3. So b is equal to 3. So now I have b. Can I write my equation? Yes. So my equation is going to be y equals negative what?
Negative
X plus 3, right? And this is the complete equation. So we're going to stop here today because I want you all to like really focus on like find